It's one of the most ordinary objects in our lives. A simple tool we barely think about. But what if I told you that the fork has a history full of scandal, controversy, and innovation? Before the fork became the dining staple we know today, it was considered unnecessary, strange, and even sinful. In today's video, we'll uncover the fork's journey through time, how it went from being a despised oddity to an essential utensil found on every table. Early origins. The fork's story begins over 4,000 years ago in ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, not as a dining tool, but as a cooking and serving implement. These early forks were large, often made of bronze or wood, and used to carve or serve meat. Eating was still done by hand or with knives. While the ancient Greeks and Romans enjoyed lavish banquets, they never thought to use forks for eating. Instead, knives and spoons were their go-to tools. The scandalous fork enters Europe. The fork finally made its way to Europe in the 11th century, brought by a Byzantine princess who married into Venetian nobility. She used a small, two-pronged fork to eat, shocking her Italian in-laws. At the time, eating with your hands was considered a sign of humility, while using a fork was seen as an act of vanity. Fun fact, a priest declared that the fork was an insult to God's creation of fingers for eating. Despite the backlash, the fork slowly gained traction among European nobility, particularly in Italy and France. It wasn't just practical, it was also a status symbol. Forks go global. By the 17th century, forks had become a staple in European dining culture, thanks to figures like King Louis XIV of France, who popularized their use. The fork's design evolved too. By the 18th century, manufacturers added a third and fourth prong to make spearing food easier. How the fork changed dining etiquette. The fork didn't just change how we eat, it revolutionized dining etiquette. In the Victorian era, formal dinners became an art form, with forks playing a central role. They introduced concepts like like the fork in the left hand and knife in the right, which influenced table manners globally. Fun fact, the phrase "fork it over" originated from Victorian dining, symbolizing passing food politely. The fork today. Today, the fork is so ubiquitous that we barely notice it. From salad forks to dessert forks, this simple tool has diversified to meet every dining need. And while some cultures still prefer chopsticks or eating with hands, the fork remains a symbol of global dining culture. So, the next time you pick up a fork, remember its incredible journey from scandal to staple. What other everyday items have fascinating histories? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the hidden stories of history.